Hello everyone, hope you're having a wonderful Saturday afternoon. Welcome back for another Studio Rumble Overwatch season game. For those of you who are just tuning in, Studio Rumble is a self-run organization run by volunteers that organizes tournaments between game companies. It's designed to, help bring some camaraderie between people in the industry who love making games, who love playing games. So we are here together today to celebrate another one of those matches. Today's game is going to be played between the Turbine Tryhards and 360 No Scopely. Turbine Tryhards are people who are coming from the studio Turbine, and 3D No Scopely are people coming from Scopely. So these are not like official competitive teams. These are just people who are working in the industry, wanting to have some fun, compare each other's skills. It's, not stacked, not best of the best. It's good old-fashioned game developer fun. So right now, we are still setting up in the lobby. We'll switch over to the game once we start loading in. But this week, all the matches are being played on Ilios. Ilios is a King of the Hill, best of three type map set in scenic Greece. And these maps tend to be fairly littered with lots of corners, lots of choke points, lots of various things that can make it difficult to work with long sight lines. So things like flankers or some of the tanks works really well, like Winston and whatnot. You're not going to see a lot more of the straightforward asymmetric attack defense strategies that you would on some of the payload maps, since this is the King of the Hill. So right now we are still waiting for one more person to join into the lobby before we get going. We've had a couple of matches so far on Ilios, and they've turned out pretty interesting, I think. This kind of format, this King of the Hill, tends to work a lot better from a more bloody bloodbath perspective, so there expect to be a lot more skirmishing, a lot more fighting. Both teams are trying to work over the same point, so there's none of the strategic retreats, regrouping, waiting for the lulls. It's a bit more all-in, brawling it out, make sure you can get the point when you can, coordinate the ults to knock the other people off. Works out pretty well. Tends to be a lot of fun. So one other thing to note is this is the Tryhard division. So this is currently in the preseason. So teams are still just looking to figure each other out. We aren't into the elimination brackets yet, so everybody is going to be playing the full 7 games in the preseason here till we move into the elimination rounds. But right now, let's see. So a lot of the stuff that I'd be looking forward to seeing in the game is with Ilios, there's a lot of ledges that can be worked around. So I would expect to see stuff like Farah and Lucio, both of which are really good at both recovering from knockoffs as well as they have really good knockarounds themselves. Farah's the concussion blast that she has, hits people out from a pretty good range, as well as she can fire it from a pretty good range. So in these Ilios maps, you can knock someone into the well, off of the cliffs and the ruins. Works out really well. Great way to just insta-kill. Also, because of how the play of the game mechanics work, it means that you're more likely to get play of the game if you can knock more people off with those kinds of characters. Now, I know these players aren't playing for play of the game. These players are playing for the victory. But for those of you out there playing in your solo games, something to keep in mind. So there are 3 different maps as well on here, on Ilios. We have the Lighthouse, which is set into the cliffside. You have that nice little building, the lighthouse coming in. You have drop points up inside of it, and it's interesting because unlike most of the rest of the King of the Hill maps, instead of coming at it directly from both sides, it's set off to the side of that direct line of fire. So you get a lot of people coming together and then coming to the side. And that means that there's a whole line of like how that line of scrimmage can work around that point. It's not like a direct push out like you'll see in the wells or the ruins. So hopefully we'll be able to see a little bit more flanking. It works really well for those characters like Farah, Junkrat, who can jump up into the air. You have the drop point in from the top portion of it. Then the next one we have is the ruins, which is a more typical 3-lane kind of approach to a King of the Hill map. You have that center point goes down into the pit. On one of the sides you have that overlooking ramp and the ramp coming up to it, and then on the other side there is that cliff face. So there's a lot of different points as well that you can lob stuff into there. The other thing is once you're in the pit, a lot of the sight lines get blocked out to the rest of it. So you have to be careful with your team composition there. You want people that can work around the varied sight lines. Personally, I'm a big fan of Junkrat in a lot of these situations. Things like Hanzo can also work really well. Zarya is another really great one into ruins because she can gather up everyone who is already in this pit. There's only limited ways in or out. Gather them up and let your team with any kind of wombo combo take them out from there. Then the last map that we could potentially be playing on is the well. The well also split up more front to back kind of control point there with that central courtyard. And the beautiful thing with the well is there's a well right in the middle of it, and that gives a lot more interesting dynamics to fight around because you're not trying to dodge around pillars like you are with some of these maps, but you have an obstacle that if you fall into, you're basically dead. So characters like Farah, Lucio also work really well here. Another one that we'll probably see some of is Roadhog. Roadhog can sit just right along the side of the well. He has that range for as soon as people are coming in from most of the access points into that control point area. He can just grab them, yoink them, and then they're sitting up over thin air. They do just like they do in the cartoons. Fall straight down, die. Easy way, easy kill, easy life. So just have a couple more clarifications going on inside of the custom lobby. Looks like everybody has showed up, so we should be loading into game within the next few moments. We'll keep you updated on that. Switch us over to the screen once we get in. So those are the 3 maps that we'll be seeing. I don't know what kind of compositions these particular teams like. So one of the interesting things about chat casting these kinds of casual tournaments is you don't necessarily get all of the background information on all of the players because there's just so many different people, so many different walks of life coming in, playing for fun. So won't be able to give you that kind of analysis, but hopefully this should be a good game as these two teams feel each other out in the preseason. So we're just waiting on one final ready check before we kick this off. So hold on to your seats. Studio Rumble will be coming at you soon. And of course, those of you who are tuning in live, feel free to spam into chat, root for your teams if you have anyone that you're particularly waiting for or rooting for. I know a number of people who have friends at these gaming companies want to watch in. I've heard from some people in the past who love just sending this out to some of their coworkers to let them trash talk them, whether they're winning or losing. It's good, fun team bonding experience for everyone. Alright, so it looks like I've been made a liar of. They've had to do a last-minute swap out for one of the teams. So once all this gets into place, hopefully we should be good to go. Alright, so it looks like I've been made a liar of. Alright, and we are entering into the game. Loading into Ilios. So let's see, first map we're going to be playing on looks like is going to be the well. So you have this nice little climb up, you know, a couple different sides that you can access from. You can get to the point from up high here, start sniping down. You know, you have all of these buildings. Makes for some really difficult sightlines for some characters like Widowmaker. But, you know, you still can get some of those nice, beautiful long shots off. You just have some limited movement around. You don't have some of the really long sightlines that you'll get in some of the payload maps. But you will get a lot of brawling around here. Anyway, so for our teams, on the left-hand side of the screen, we have the Turbine Tryhards with Alcazar on Luno on Tracer, Kit on Winston, Tyrant on Reaper, Sloppy Mess on Pharah, and Donkey King on Roadhog. On the right side of your screen, we have 360 No Scopely with Drift on May, Peter Pickle on Roadhog, Farath on Mercy, D-Boss Pharah, and Caffeine Lucio, and finally Soldier 76 played by Alien Jackal. So teams are starting to brawl off up to the building onto the side, waiting for the control point to come open. Blue team staying fairly well grouped. Winston coming in. Both teams seems to have switched sides a little bit. Now the point is unlocked. Winston holding a little people back. Caffeine bouncing off to the side. Blue managed to start getting it, but then everybody's left. Blue coming back on. Roadhog healing back up on the point. Moving into position. Maybe go for a hole. Misses. Soldier 76 trying to get a little bit of damage down, but he is outnumbered. Peter Pickle with the ult already up. Bounces everybody around, and looks like red team has managed to take control of the point for now. Oh, Tracer ult takes down Lucio. There's no more healings. Blue team's back on the point contesting. Roadhog hook nicely lands Pharah over the, or Mercy over the pit, but with that slow fall, she is able to prevent the fall from coming in. Both teams still trying to vie over that initial control before it starts ticking up. Starting to come back for Blue. The Donkey King Roadhog ult coming in, manages to take out the other Roadhog. Lucio ult's coming in, meaning we're going to have a little bit of delay while those shields tick down. Mercy ults the Pharah, but Pharah taken down by the Reaper. Heroes never die. That just brings one back up, but that's enough to keep the contest going. Clean sweep, almost coming in. Nope, not quite able to take anyone down. And blue team, 5 on, start the cap off clean. Well, maybe not too clean. A little bit messy there. But they do start ticking up to 5%. And with 2 ultimates remaining for them, they should be able to hold the point. Hook comes in onto the other Roadhog, but there's no follow-up. Oh, no, wait, never mind. There's just enough with the Pharah coming up the side. Each of those rockets doing 120 points of damage. Hurts quite a bit. So as it looks like that Pharah has a pocket Mercy, which means that those rockets are going to be hitting like pain. Red team starting to get back onto the point. Winston trying to get a little bit of damage down. He's going down pretty quickly, down to 1/3 health. But that's enough to take the point. Tyrant, though, oh man, I missed that play. He came in huge. Looks like that was a die ultimate coming in. 4 kills means that Red's pushed off the point completely. And Blue team remaining in control of the point, regrouping up on it. Red team looks like they're pushing to push through the side here. Alien Jackal leading the way on that Reaper. Winston all by himself, and said he's easy pickings for shotgun-based weaponry like Reaper. He's really good at taking off those big targets because all of those will be coming in. Mayhalt coming in on the backside, freezes up the Lucio. Drift finishing him off. Looks like Donkey King has switched over to Widow, but she's going down low. Reaper going in, gets the kill on that. Kid tries to come in to stop the point transitioning over, but it's just a hair too late. Points are now starting to tick up for the red team. And there are 5 of them up still. Tracer all deals a little bit of damage to the Roadhog, but with that massive health pool, doesn't quite manage to bring him all the way down. Rocket Barrage coming in from Due Osperald. Doesn't manage to take many people out with that, though. Blue team starting to get a little bit of the cap going. Reaper trying to do some damage on the side, falling out to the Tracer, gets the Tracer. They're following in. But Reaper comes right back out. Reaper on Reaper action. Looks like Alien Jackal's the better Reaper. And, oh no! Jumping into the pit is Soldier 76. That's, well played. So we now have a Zarya for Caffeined. Charges are starting to be built up. They're managing to keep control of the point. But the contests are going in. Roadhog brought back up by the Mercy ultimate. May and Mercy stand in the back line. Red side also staying in the back line. Just in general. Zarya gets pulled in. Great use of the shield means that there's not going to be able to be much follow-up. And again, Tyrant coming up huge. Getting 3 people helping to clear the point. There are 3 down, so that's now ticking back up for Blue. Red managed to get up to 68% on that push through. Deep Boss World trying to get a little bit of harass down, but they're on their own for that. Donkey King comes up over the side, direct rocket to the face. Ooh, that had to hurt. Zarya gets pulled in. Good shield means she's going to be able to get a little bit back out. The red side's Reaper out-reaps the other one. Tracer ultimate comes in, gets a little bit of damage out. Lucio doesn't manage to get out of that. Oh, gets knocked into the wall by the Roadhog ultimate. Rocket Barrage from a little bit far away means we're not going to get as much cleanup. Blue side with the good cleanup from Soldier 76 takes that sloppy mess into a victory. So round 2 is going to be playing here on the Ruins. This is a double 3-lane. Oh man, Drift switching over to Junkrat, my boy.
Soldier 76 reporting for duty.
So as we have a Bastion coming in, so that means if red side can get anywhere set up on the point, they should be able to hold that. Bastion really good at, as well as Junkrat for that matter, good at controlling various entrance points that can lay down a lot of suppressive fire. Anyone starts coming through those, they get ripped to shreds pretty quickly. Soldier 76 sprinting up to the side. Looks like soldiers are starting to engage each other. Hook comes in though. Peter Pickle landing that big. Alien Jackal just getting a little bit of harass on the side. Hasn't managed to set up on the Bastion point yet. Healing up. That's one of the great things about him is whenever you find yourself out of transition, you can always heal when it wants. But he's now set up on the point. Doesn't have much anyone to target though. Oh, there he goes. Firing down the sight lines. Shoving off that Lucio. And red side with the quick capture onto this one. Start ticking up. Soldier 76 trying to sneak in onto the side. Takes out the Pharah before she can do much. Winston on the point. Has to back out though. Getting out damaged. But Sloppy Mess coming in, cleaning up behind. Gets the Junkrat, gets taken out. And this is one hectic battle. Kit trying to keep the points out. Manages to shove out the Roadhog. Pharah coming in. Doing lots of damage. Bastion taking out the Lucio before going down himself. So looks like Luna switched over to Genji to help deal with that Bastion. That Reflect there means that there is not much. Well, Bastion has to be really careful playing around that. You know, Bastion starts shooting up while that Reflect comes in, and Bastion will kill himself right quick. But Genji not nearly as much HP. So we'll see how those plays work. Genji is, you know, being a good flanker, lots of mobility, coming in from the side. trying to get some good damage down, but gets pushed out. Alien Jackal ultimate coming in. Not much in the way of targets. There's Kit up there. Oh, Kit gets blasted away. Tyrant goes into the ghost form before he gets killed off. Comes in, takes out the Roadhog, fighting off the Junkrat, and nope, Darker's going around the side. Junkrat, oh, bouncing each other away, but that does push him off the point, so they don't continue capping it.
My aim is true.
Good shot, Hanzo.
Damn.
Shimada brothers on the blue team, doing some work.
Tactical visor activated.
Alright, Far Mercy are in the air, raining down some chaos, but they get a little bit too far ahead of their team, and the rest of Turbine Tryhards are able to clean that up.
My ultimate is ready.
Oh no! May, you just blocked off your own Roadhog! Winston going in, keeping them off the point, preventing them from getting those caps in. Falls back to deal with the Junkrat and the Soldier. Blue team continuing to tick up, 70% to 36. This continues up. We could be looking at a 2-0 clean sweep.
Victory is near.
So Mercy's trying to keep up with that Roadhog, but the rest of blue team coming in. Reaper, do great with dealing with those big tanks. Rocket Barrage onto the point. Doesn't manage to get anyone. That's one thing with the Rocket Barrage is you launch it from this high up. You know, this is the kind of view that you're looking at. There's a lot of spread that you're dealing with, means you're not going to be hitting as much, versus you get in right here and all of a sudden you're blasting all these rockets into people. Deals a lot more damage, so it's a little bit too high up than I would like to see. Lucio all on the defensive means that 360 no Scopely can't get onto the point, and in a clean 2-0, the Turbine Tryhards take Ilios. Good game. Alright, Donkey King as Hanzo with play of the game. This is going to be when he was taking it on the Wells. So, oh, immediately shuts down that Farah. Good shot onto the Soldier. Good shots onto May. Oh man, and even manages to get the Riptire. Double ult shut down, meaning that those big booms can't happen onto the point to let Red get back on. Well played, Hanzo. Thank you for tuning in. This was another Studio Rumble broadcast featuring the Turbine Tryhards versus 360 No Scopely. GG.